Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream. I'm going to be working on some terrain today, listening to some jams. Shooting the shit, you know? Hope everybody's doing well. I feel like I need more here. How much is this? Hold on, things are getting messy. After this, we're going to be doing some work on the other doodads that I have yet to complete. Well, the actual doodads, I should say. What probably happened here is that I messed up on some conversion where I thought things were accurate and they weren't quite so. I think we can merge visible here. It's not really big of a deal. So what do we need for this set? It looks like this particular one I just need the edges of tiles. What this is... Doing the cliffs is always kind of annoying because I don't really have an excellent system for it. This is where I regret... Wait. I was gonna say this is where I regret deleting my reference image, but I think... I just had this wrong. I thought it was another tile group I had to piece together, but I had it the whole time, lol. A classic move. Thankfully, with all these organic cliffs, you can get away with mirroring this stuff. Although I should probably still clean it up at some point. Okay. So we don't need these after all. Oh, wait. Aha! I knew it! Something is wrong here. Alright, there you go. We did it. Easy. Easy fucking peasy, dude. I think the only thing I'm technically missing is the, like the interior tiles, but we don't actually need those here since we can just use the default ones. I don't even remember if I put those in the, yeah, I didn't even put them in here. Like for the regular cliff suite, they're in there. So, we've done that. A bigger issue that I had, actually, was the fact that I didn't really have a place for the... like, I want to make it so that I can have raised, like, hill-type tiles, like what raised jungle actually acts as, but I want to be able to do that in a biome where there is no grass. So I basically have to turn it into just this, like, raised dirt mound that still somehow communicates to you that you're on high terrain. So I'm not really sure how I'm going to get around that. I guess it'll be like some in-between color of like the darker brown of the low dirt and the lighter brown of the high dirt. So, we shall see. At any rate, this is good to go. Go ahead and save this. This is a 7.5 hour mix of music like this that I'm listening to right now. Should power me long past the time of the stream. It was actually just released. Normally I listen to this shit in the backlog where I just have like 50 albums and mixes and stuff that I've got to listen to. I think we're good to go here. What I wanted to do next is shape up the existing dirt, destroyed assets or whatever, the high dirt ones that I have. I demoed those a couple streams ago. I think that'll work out. Tempted to add Cerebrate Cag here as an actual structure, but we'll see. Maybe he gestates himself after a certain amount of time. If given enough free reign on the map, he can spend money to gestate himself, and that can have some benefit. But that feels kind of like out of left field gimmick, unless I make that a mechanic and later Hydra, and I use this as map as like a demo for it, which I could see the argument for it. Alright, so what I learned here today, or yesterday, or whenever I was doing this earlier, is that it's hard to kind of place like what their perspective is. The perspective looks kind of off, and an easy way to show that is to sort of skew the blood a little bit. And comparing this to the Ultraless blood, it also looks a little too bright in some ways. So I think what we're gonna do, we're going to wipe it out. We're going to use the new rendering technique to get the palette a bit more properly it up. So that hopefully the palette doesn't absolutely annihilate it quite so much. Hey, what's up, Veek? How are you? Hope things are going well. Nice. I'm excited to get some more artwork done today. I've been kind of avoiding going back to it. I've had good excuses, like genuine shit that you'd want to do. But we'll see what we can pull together here. Aha. We have purple highlights. Why is it purple? Try and mask those out a little bit, huh? Wow. That's a lot of purple. Happens we do that. No. I'm thinking we're gonna need a maybe a lower diffusion will help us out there. It appears to have assisted. It's because the palette has no fucking, like, very, very few red pixels, it seems. Well, it's meant to sort of be expired. I think you can very clearly see the color undertones. It's just that they're subdued. It seems like what's happening is darker red pixels are turned into blue, like this purple mess. No, because you lose all layer data if you set it to indexed. I want it to just be a final thing. I don't want to have to fuck with the colors afterwards if I can help it. Because if I make more tweaks later, I lose all that work. So it's not very efficient. feel me? Yeah. So like when you say, like when you wanted to set it to index, merge visible layers and discard hidden layers. You can't not, like you can't get into index mode without unlayering everything. Which is pretty frustrating, as you might imagine. I don't know why, that seems like a really silly limitation, but... That's stupid and lazy. That is something I'll probably be saying for years. What's up, Alexander? What's up, Heltrix? Yeah, Microsoft paid them off not to include that in their product, so Paint could be a competitor. Look into it. Alright, we're looking better. I can work with this, I guess. I'm not sure about the brighter bits of blood. That probably needs to be masked out in some way. Things are pretty good. Just came back from a doctor's appointment. They gave me a fairly clean bill of health. And, yeah. That's good. I'll be hearing back from them later. I feel like I lost some definition on the pincer when I moved it. My shading was a bit better before. Why don't we, while we're at it, since we're messing around with it again, I'm gonna try and fix the shading. I'm not sure what the fuck that... What is shading over here? Doesn't look like anything. I don't know why that's happening. It doesn't work like that, Vic. It literally is, when you do this, it's an index. And so any new layers that you paste are pasted the same layer. There's no, you can't have multiple layers in an index, as far as I know. My initial search is not very promising. No, I'm gonna try to do some Protoss today, I think. Right now I'm doing some touch-ups, which is gonna get me like warmed up, and then I'm gonna try to do a new one. As far as like actual like other like set pieces or whatever that aren't dead units, no, I don't think I've made anything. That's better, I think. I should add some shading to the southern area, though, of the blood. Definitely need some more. I like that it's more like orangey brown blood as opposed to other such junk. I might even make the blood more orangey in the future, just to further set it apart from the like Terran blood, I guess. So it's still pretty clear that it's blood either way. So this is new, old, new, old. And we're looking at it in the resolution that most people will play at it with windowed mode upscaled, or the approximate resolution of full screen. I think it's much more clear, the perspective with the help of the blood changes. Posing didn't change much, but I am a fan. So we'll try to do the same sort of trick with the rest. This one's gonna be a tough one to do anyway. Yes, it is quite inconvenient, that is for sure. Like to actually put them into the game. What's going on, Don? How are you? I'm actually kind of thinking it doesn't really make that much sense for the blood to be over here. Glad that it has to rebuild its interface. Very, very nice. I think it makes more sense if blood's coming from the head and stuff. Yeah, good luck with that thing, man. Kind of cool you get to do that, though, for like an assignment or whatever. Hello, UED Commander. How are you? Don't worry, the palette will make sure it's not tomato juice. You like that? Oh, I still have to make that my sub noise. Or something. What should that even be? What should Salway act as? So you've made your selection, UED. I will actually be reading books, yeah. Maybe. I'm not sure how useful anything I say about books will be. I don't really know. First thing about them. See what the damage is. I think too much of the it's too like faded. that makes any sense. Like over here, it should definitely be more saturated. Yeah, because 3, exactly. Yeah, they really fucked up the tails, I think. But who knows? Not feeling it. I think we need to move the whole thing over here to match with the other perspectives. Oh, we're still big. We've been embiggened. Problem with working with pallets, of course. You never really have full control over shit, and so you can't really know if it's gonna be any good until after you run it through the pallets.
Zombies, exploding heads, creepy crawlies, and a date with a porno. This is classic.
Yeah, the concern is mostly the, whether or not I can really show that. Without sabotaging what it does for the perspective, you know? Well, it definitely looks better than the old version. So there's that. Destroyer of games. Yeah, what's up, Ailda? There's like key jingling sound effects in the background of that song, and I thought somebody was trying to get into my room. It's like, who even has keys to my room? Real O_O moment. Yeah, it's like when the song was parking in my room, the song is breaking and entering. So, Bailth, have you been streaming anymore? I haven't seen any links in the special bus, so I'm not sure if you've just been doing it without a... No, I don't keep my... I mean... Hold on, let me... pull up so I can see. The door's... that door's my closet, and that door behind my microwave is the door in. Neither of them are locked. So I don't know. Do you know what you're going to be streaming next? I have a microwave in my room. I got a toaster and a blender over there. We got a heater over here. I don't know. I have appliances, dude. When they said I should apply myself, I didn't know what that meant. No, everybody in this household smokes, so I keep everything in my own area. If they can put a chain lock on the fridge, I can put whatever I want in my room. Oops. This is good art music, man. No, it's some psychotic measure where they think like people are taking food. Maybe they are, I don't fucking know. I wouldn't put it past anybody in this house. So like you have to ask permission from my aunt to use the fridge. We have like housemates here that aren't family, so like family friends or whatever. So I guess that's just she's not very trusting of those people. Makes sense, I suppose. Seems a little excessive. That's why I have a mini fridge, so I don't have to worry about that. Yeah, knife refrigerators. They get a little too hopped up. I'm not even really sure what to improve on this one. Maybe shading around the bits that are disconnected. Ones on the right. Whoa! Oh, wow. You just got double China'd. They sold your information to China and they shipped your loincloth from China. Bonus social credit if you use Google Chrome. Looks a bit better. I tried to use Instagram, but it's... What the fuck? I don't know, it seems like a weird place. Like to actually use it for, Wow, that's... No matter how insecure I feel about the asset as it is, it always looks like a huge improvement, so... Like... Some of them have thicker outlines than others. So I could probably make like the bottom right one better, specifically in its bottom right area. I guess this one, its tail needs some work. This one maybe in the very leftmost area. And it's quite a lot of processing work to repaint all that shit though, so I'm not really loving the prospect. No, I mean, if it doesn't look good, it's not, doesn't belong in my projects, you know what I mean? Jeff's dropped by to say bye. Well, bye, Chris. Hope you're doing well, man. The second and third column. Wait. Oh, in descending order. I see what you mean. So, like, you think that the final one has more shading than the other ones that come before it? I feel like most of the shading is fine at a glance. I don't know how, if you're still on mobile, I have no idea how that's affecting the picture. I think you're definitely right about the, what would you say, the You're definitely right about certain parts of them. Like I said, like the tail for here, and I think the tail in the bottom right for this one probably needs some work as well, but well, I can't test in game at all until I finish rebuilding the tile set, which is for another time for sure. But, you're right about that not being very easy, that's for sure.
We could just show them. We could just show this.
Hey! Stop fucking playing this video, idiot YouTube. I swear to God. Why? Why, guys? Why is YouTube so shit? Gotchi base, gotchi gasm. Yeah, I've played more around with that with the buildings than with the units, just so that I could show the readability differences or whatever. Like, so you would know what you were looking at. I definitely want to play around with that, like have like them torn in half or missing entire pieces, just like holes and musculature and like actual gore, basically. But no ETA on that opportunity. Like, for example, like a Scourge, like most of the Scourge missing or something. Like set piece stuff like that, where it's like they exploded onto a target, and so you see like chunks of the dropship missing and shit like that. Then crushed cargo. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm actually doing Thursday. The problem is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm usually working, so I wouldn't be able to stream until late. And then at that point, not only will all the Europeans be well in bed, presumably, I would also be fucking my sleep schedule, so I'm not really sure how that's going to go down. But we'll wait and see. Yeah, like the larger units definitely have more room for me to mess around with that stuff without it potentially negatively impacting the overall experience. Was nice. Alright, so now we're going to pop into the Protoss section here. And I want to say I am going to start with... Well, I have to make my comparison. Don't I have these organized somewhere? I remember I lost the source file for the first probe that I did, I think. Yeah, it was this one where it had two of them in it. Yeah, that's my, that's like where I make the big bucks. Let me copy over the, documentation. Hardest part is like just getting everything set up. No, I did. Is there new news after the deadline was extended even further? Because it was extended until 2 weeks after the 8th. I heard it was extended until the 22nd. So if it's not that news, then I have no idea what it is, in fact. I heard that he won't be around. That was what I heard.
bullshit. I'm not just talking about my wife. I'm talking about my life. I can't seem to get that through to you. I'm not just talking about one person. I'm talking about everybody. I'm talking about more. I'm talking about content. I'm talking about...
I'm gonna check my mentions here. Updates on when the new deadline will be in December. Oh. So he doesn't even know when it's going to be done. What the fuck? He didn't even give us a new deadline, he just said, bye. Dude, what the fuck? We've got so much time. I don't want to get complacent now. Yeah, makes sense. No, I'm not even like, I'm not giving him shit. I just mean it's a little ludicrous that we're this far out, you know. All right, so what am I comparing here? I think I'm not doing 2 probes. So just take this one. He may be Santa in disguise. With all that time, Chris, maybe you... I don't know if you were already participating, but you could probably slap something together and just use it as an excuse to try and get back into it if it was something you wanted to do. I'm going to go ahead and grab a screen cap of the reference image here. Although this seems more like it's this one. Considering the angle I chose. Looks like it's the same thing. I was kind of thinking about it and how like I haven't even really I've started on the AI, but I haven't really done too much with it, and it's like really funny to me the idea that like I'm taking all this time to add in extra shit, like do these doodads and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, it's okay. I got, you know, like if the old date was still in there, like with the 8th being the date, I would have been like, what the fuck? What do I do? And now it's over a fucking month away. Can't argue with that, I guess. So after I do this, well, I guess I'll be doing all the probes. Probably do a 4th one as well. Yeah, you can send it in through email. There's actually a fair number of people who are not in the server who are yeah. It's him or Alexander. Those are the only 2 people who are sending us news, which is fine. But yeah, what was I saying? Fuck! There, I got it. So what was I saying? Yeah, there's a fair number of people who are not in the server who are participating. So. And yeah, you could just send it to him through email. I think it's the same email that's on his YouTube channel. So yeah, Balesville, you can check that out. And Chris, I don't know if your internet's good enough to stream or whatever, but there's always people who are interested in seeing like people in the process. It's a little bit more attractive to do it if it's a live stream show, because you're actually in the middle of it, and then people can come in and like ask you questions and stuff. So, but yeah, there's an audience for it. Like people watch. I know like a small handful of people who watch the streams after I've already uploaded them. Like Connor does that. Sometimes Shovel does that. I don't know anybody else in particular, but at least those 2 I know for sure. And I've seen other people say stuff about that. So like, there's people who catch it in the VOD form after. So there's definitely going to be people who'd be interested in checking it out. Yeah, glad you're enjoying the podcast, man. Hey, Jankovic and Stratos. Welcome. Your internet is slow and laggy. Might pose a problem for streaming, but it's okay. Thank you, Veek, for the ambiance. Always a lovely thing to hear. You need that kind of ambiance when you're working. At least I think so. I tried to get into that Isaac Arthur channel a few times, but I have a huge issue with like his speech impediment. It's I know it's something that's like very surface level, but it is really difficult to listen to him for me. Like, cool that he's got his stuff, you know, cool that he's doing his work, but for me, I just can't handle it. The green thing right here, yeah, for the beam. That could be something worthwhile. I was probably just going to, like, darken it heavily, not so that it would be green. It would be like gray or something, but that's a better idea, I think, to show it inactive. Like a gray light or a red light. There's my beam right. Here it is. Oops. See, this is why I like doing this live. I get to see people's opinions. I get people tell me what to do. I don't have to come up with any ideas myself. I mean, yeah. Thanks. Yeah, so Jankovic, the reason why I'm always up in arms about AI in games is that you need an opponent in a game. You need some sort of adversity, and you need that in life, of course. But I would say that most importantly, you need that when it comes to you need that really just in general. Like it's a very important thing for you to have in a game, and most games don't have that. So what you'll end up getting is you'll get a lot of games that expect you to sort of write your own experience in, is what I feel like. I mean, I don't actually think that developers think that's happening. They probably think that this is adequate and that gamers are okay with what they're doing as far as like what the experience actually is. But more often than not, I would say there's no such thing as an adequate experience without some adversity. And so when I'm not challenged in a game, I have really no inspiration or motivation to take my experience seriously. And then we all pretty much know what happens there. It's like you get bored, you get disengaged. When you're not, as far as I'm concerned, when you're not challenged, you're not engaged. That's usually what's happening. My biggest issue with games that don't have functioning AI is that I just get bored. I understand it's difficult, but as I've said before, it's very easy to say to yourself as a developer, I'm not going to allow my player to become bored. I'm not going to allow my player to become disengaged. If they become disengaged because they're distracted, or they're picking up their phone, or they're watching something in their other monitor, or something like that, and they don't die for that, like that's not something that kills them, I feel like you've done your job wrong, you know what I mean? Like in general gameplay, if you're able to just completely disengage from the product and not be punished for that in the game, then I feel like generally speaking you're not playing a very solid production. So, that would be my... that's what I think, anyway. I don't know how other people feel about that. That's a point we talked about in the podcast at some point. I think in turn-based you can still manage to engage players, though. Like, I can't imagine the genre would be particularly popular if it wasn't engaging in some way. Because you're active, instead of doing something in real time, you're actively thinking about your next move. In real time, you're doing that, but also under pressure to make a decision quickly, much quicker than in a turn-based game. Like, in a technical sense, all games act as turn-based games. It's just that your turns are much faster in real-time titles. But it's not a particularly useful description, so for classification, we separate them. I've never played any turn-based title, that like on stream or whatever. I don't have any plans to. I don't know if Heroes 3 is even turn-based, but I assume it is. I see what you're talking about, Janjovic, when it comes to lack of testing equating to an inferior product, because you're not, like, if you're a bad player at the game, then you can't adequately test if it's fair, and so your products will probably all be easy, or easier than products made by a good player. That's why it's important to become a better player as a developer, in general. I always think that that's the case, but even that notwithstanding, I'm actually not sure if there's anything else I need to do with this asset. Probably need to add some more shading or whatever. Maybe... I need to also turn it red. I did not forget. Kind of dull the colors here a little bit. And then I'll get back to the point I was making. Trying to make sure I don't get lax here. Yeah, there's no debugging tools for Warcraft 3. That's definitely a big issue. Yeah, I'm not interested in turn-based, though. I hate it. I think it's really, really boring. And that's a personal thing, not a qualitative judgment. I guess my main issue right now is that this wing over here looks like it's attached. I really think that the only way that I can fix that is by moving it further away.
Take this!
Okay. I took it. Now what? Central part of this probe looks messy. I can adjust the shading. It is kind of meant to look messy. I want it to look like the right side beam caved into this core. But obviously I don't have too much room for that. I think it looks adequately fucked, all things considered. And cleaning up a little bit of the central shading, I assume, helped. What is... I don't know why there's just a bunch of black pixels over here. How do you like the transformation here? I think it's probably... One thing that I think is kind of an issue is that as the assets get more developed, it looks less and less reasonable to be able to like walk over them and build over them. Like, for larger things like Ultralisks and Siege Tanks, I wasn't going to allow buildability anyway. But, like, even this probe looks kind of meaty. You know what I mean? What's up? My name is Lowell. Not much, man. Updated the drones earlier. Just finished my first probe asset. At least finished. It's first draft. Thanks. I'm not too confident about it, honestly. Like, I feel like I need to better sell the fact that the asset is like crunched underneath the probe's core. Which I think I can just do the way that I'm doing now, where I'm adding more shading. Try that. Yeah, I think that looks better. This is the resolution you'll see that the mat in game. Yeah, that looks much more like what you would expect to see if it was like the rear of it was being obscured. I don't really know. I mean, I get what you're saying about it should look more like it's crashed. I am actually going to play around with that, like submerging, almost like uprooting some of the ground and stuff. For this particular one, though, I wanted it to just be like I wanted to start kind of simple, where the asset is just kind of fucked, like lost one of its wings, you know, that sort of thing. Alright, we are going to gut this area now. Because we're going to be rebuilding it. I think that was this angle. Oh yeah, that's actually a good idea, honestly. Hold on. Let's fuck with that before we move on to the next one. Thing is, it's gonna have to be kind of minor because the probe, like, as small and lightweight as they are, they wouldn't really cause too much dislocation, I don't think. But this will be good practice for when we fuck around with it in the future. What do we think? You can't be watching on fucking mobile, dude. Thinking my probe is a scout. Yeah, I think this is good. I like that that idea. Add a try to find a good place for it over here. Wait, what? Oh, I see it. It changes the whole fucking section. If I think there's some. Yeah, I can just change that this way. By making it align with the layer, it's kind of fucky. I think I can mess around with that by doing something like... this. I just didn't want it to be quite exactly the same color every single time, but it probably will be anyway. Once the palette takes hold. Problem is, like, whence cometh the notice that it is actually a crack and not some kind of really strange shading. Like, hopefully people don't get the wrong idea just by looking at it. Solution for that is probably to add more shading around it anyway. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Like, the main issue for that is I don't know about an easy technical way to, like, mask over the probe, if that makes any sense. Unless I can do a layer mask over the entire asset. Oh, I can. In that case, I could sort of, like, mask out shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So something like this. Well, I don't really know what that accomplishes in this case. Oh, okay, I see. It doesn't seem to really be doing too much, but maybe what we can do is, like, we can add a feather. And it might be more noticeable on something like mud rather than anything else. Dodged. What does that even do? I think that just brightens it, doesn't it? Yeah. Right, yeah. Like it left like marks in that sense. I think the problem with something like this is like there's too many ways you can interpret it that aren't necessarily all reasonable ways. If that makes any sense? Like it's not clear. There's not a very much visual clarity when it comes to this. I suppose I could use the smudge tool on the mask if that's what you meant, Chris. That would probably work. Yeah, I just think it's probably possible to tell a decent visual story with the tools that I have here. Like now I feel like it looks a little bit more like it's crevices because I added a little bit extra shading around the edges of what I intend to be crevices, but at the same time, it could also still just be like, oh yeah, you know, something else. Like I don't know if people will look at this and think, oh yeah, that's like spoiled ground or something. You know what I mean? What am I healing, though? Like, what is my source in this case? It'll allow me to terrain over the probe? Oh, like if I spot healing on the mask? Or do you mean... I'm not sure like how you intend me to do that, though. I don't think it's actually going to do anything. I could be wrong, but... not really sure what's happening here. Oh. Spot healing. Automatically samples pixels to correct a spot with one step. Okay. Okay, I see how it's doing it now. I'm not sure why it's like... I'm not sure why one click overrides the other. It seems like you have to do everything you want to do in one stroke. Okay. Well, the question is this applying to the asset? Yeah, it is, okay. I mean, I wasn't sure if it was applying to the layer. Okay, we'll try that. Let's see what that looks like. If that's a positive change or not. And for sure, even if it doesn't end up working for this particular asset, I can use that in the future. It's kind of hard to notice, but I think it'll be easier to notice in another tile below it, like if we end up throwing mud down there or something. In fact, I should be able to preview that. And now let's take a look at what it's like if we remove the mask. Oh wait, did I already? Maybe I have to do it each time? I'm confused. Anyway, we can see it a little bit more pronounced in this particular case. Because it's darker. So let's see what happens when we put it back. It looks like when I did that, it only spot healed. Okay, I think I get what's happening here anyway. It's not really spot healing the mask. It's not applying to just the mask. So I would have to do it manually every time that I wanted to do something like that. That's fine. At least I know that that's possible, and so I can mess around with that in the future. Like, for the final cut or whatever, when I'm for sure happy with how it worked out, I can just do like, some conversion. Cool. That is actually useful. I will definitely be messing around with that in the future. What is it? What is this you pinged me with, Don? Asmongold ashamed about BlizzCon controversy? Apparently, Lard did a fundraiser for the prize pool for a championship, and they pocketed $2 million of the $2.6 million raised. What the fuck? Unreasonable. Bang this one out, see what we can do here. I have my asset in hand. Let me go ahead and reverse this. Take... Now this is one where we are going to try to, like, really show an impact. We're head bobbing a lot today, guys. It's musical fucking chairs over here. Yeah, I mean, they definitely care in the sense that they don't want to lose money. Whether or not that's going to stop them from being complete mongoloids is another thing. Hey, what's up, Nutesque Galvanascus? Welcome! Welcome to the art stream, where we make some fucking art, dude. I can't guarantee it'll be any good, but we're making it. Try to use the shading to create the illusion that it was, it sort of like got shoved over here, you know? Ground up into the earth. Dum, 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 dum. Got some cool tunes playing, guys. I gotta copy the layer style of the other one. Hold on. Yeah. In many ways, Blizzard ceases to amaze. Main problem right now is I'm having some perspective issues. I don't really know exactly how to fix those. Like the cracks look like they're not in the right perspective, I guess. Let me do something like this. Maybe we can add some more depth with one of the other layers so that it doesn't fuck with the gradient. Diablo 3 is anything but tolerable, man. It's that is a tablet game. So, this now looks a bit more like a shuttle than a probe. I'm not quite sure how to counteract that. I think it's the extra shit that I added, though. Like, I think that's probably what it is. Yeah, we took out this. Then it looks kind of like it's missing something pretty large. What if we grabbed... One sec. Alright, I gotta BRB here real quick, so 1 sec. Okay, we're back. I may have to get called away again momentarily, but it shouldn't be for very long. We're going to take a quick snack break. I'm going to muse on how to improve the readability of this asset. I'm thinking I probably have to get rid of the extra piece on of the left wing, which doesn't really add too much. Or I can move it a little bit to the upper right, which feels a little empty right now. So we did something like this. Just a bit more shading. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. It's still not really immediately readable as a probe, I feel like, but... You get the feeling it's something Protoss-y. I'm not really sure what else I can tweak to make it more obvious. I can see that. Has the shape of one. Maybe the answer is in moving the wings out further back and filling in some of the empty space in the middle that will create with more of the antenna. The problem is there really isn't that much surface area to the probe, right? So I'm kind of being deceptive when I fill in shit that wasn't originally there. But it doesn't really look properly if I don't. Don't try this at home. I wonder how long it's going to be until we run out of Himalayan salt. They can't have that much of it. Like, it can't just be something they have a lot of, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's a snack, dude. Big thumbs up. Thank you. You thought, what was this Zelnaga thing? Oh, I probably was in the middle of streaming or recording something when you posted it, Vika. I have no idea where it is. Oh, I found it. Nice! Can you look into why extracting audio files that were not imported with PyMPQ crashes the program? That does create an error message. I can get you that if you need. But you can find it out just by trying to extract, like, the Stardat sound files or music. You can still do that with a WinMPQ, but not with PyMPQ for some reason. Yeah, that's what I figured. Sadly, not a whole lot we can do about that. Probably the biggest problem with this shading shtick that I do is how many times I have to redo it after. Oh, I can send the error message. Alright, I posted it for you. Thanks for taking a look at it. Probably the most important thing right now is getting those mega tiles working again. Being able to delete those, but whatever you end up fixing or improving is certainly going to be a welcome improvement. Appreciate your continued working. Oh, like you've already decided, Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I think he's gotten most of the stuff down right now. He's just trying to figure out, like, he's fixing all of the issues where it's crashing and stuff, which is admittedly, like, a very annoying thing, so... He's getting work done on it. He's also going to be writing a program that will automatically find addresses in the assembly. It's going to like track assembly commands used and find the addresses that are being called. So it's like it automatically gives him the location of whatever instructions crash, which will be useful for him for this particular purpose and for a lot of other purposes as well. So. Was figuring that out important for what you were trying to do? Nice. Nice. We barely changed anything about this. I think it came out okay at the end of the day. It kind of looks like a Protoss spider mine as opposed to a probe, but I think it came out looking pretty nice, actually, all things considered. I like the fact that it looks like it's made a dent. The main issue is I still don't really know what I'm doing when it comes to the layer of cracked ground. So I definitely still think that there's room for improvement there because I have a difficult time figuring out a way to make it so that it looks at it's the appropriate perspective of like the bottom right stuff is a bit stronger, but especially if you look at the cracks that we have in the second asset. They are a little bit darker than they probably should be, or maybe these ones should be darker. But either way, the main thrust of it is that they look more like the appropriate perspective, and these ones look more like cracks, but not at the right perspective. So there's definitely room for improvement there. I definitely need to see what I can do there in that regard. But we've got something to work with, at least. There is that. Oh, okay. So you're reverse engineering the way that they approached some of that stuff, more or less. Like what they ended up doing to the program itself to enable the extended tile work. Had to respond to some silliness. Okay. Now I know we already used this angle earlier, but it's pretty decent for what it needs to do. We're going to try to do something very different this time around. And then we'll do like a freehand fourth one. So. After that, I have no idea what we're going to do. Exactly, my name is Elsie. Words of encouragement. is gonna be a real test of my shading abilities, guys. So far, it's coming out all right, I think. Oh, it's a Warcraft 1 and Warcraft 2 remake now? Upping the stakes? What do we think? I think maybe we need to... clean up the intersection. I kind of want to make it look like this, the core. What I'm trying to do here, right, is to take the core and have that be like just smashed, like an Ultralisk stepped on it or something. So all the other pieces are supposed to be like jutting up. But I feel like maybe I need to position more pieces over the actual core itself to sell that. I just don't know what that's going to look like as far as like I don't have a lot of real estate to work with here, so I'm actually not sure how that's going to appear. Like, I think you can tell things are up in the air a little bit more than normal based on the shading, right? But is that enough? I'm not sure if it is. Mesk having some fun with the Canadian welfare system. Alright, so we're taking a look at this map. I don't immediately recognize the layout, so that's nice, because that means that you probably are working to some degree with Scratch, or from Scratch here. Your main issue is Warcraft 3 is an ugly fucking game, but... I'm not really sure how you're going to be able to get past that. There is not really a way past that. So... Well, you're going to be opting into working on a presumably completely fucked product, so... Like, I'm not so sure it'll work out for you, if you know what I mean. Also, it looks like I see only one gold mine in the player's starting base. I know this is supposed to be for 3 players, right? So, how do you intend to work around that? Are you actually going to place additional gold mines? Well, you would think that the victory condition would be to wipe the enemy. Once they reveal themselves. Well, it sounds like there's not even any gameplay. Like, there's no guarantee there's any gameplay here. So... Right, yeah. I saw your note about that. Hold on, Mess gave me some feedback I gotta work in. Or try to, anyway. Well, quantity isn't always the solution there for the whole, like, jamming in assets or whatever. In fact, I would say it's rarely quantity that makes something work in this context. But yeah, your goal should be to unfuck the platform you're working on. It's just the problem I'm worried about is that you'll have the same issues I had with Remastered, and how the same issue everybody has with Starcraft 2, and the same issue people are having in Warcraft 3 right now, where the platform is being updated, and features are breaking, and old maps are becoming defunct, and so you're already experiencing a lot of issues, we'll say, like. It's very difficult to stay motivated when all your work just gets thrown out the door anyway. So, I guess like my main concern is that you're gonna wind up having some serious fucking second thoughts about this. And, like, spending time... I mean, I guess it'll be valuable time anyway. You'll learn how to, like, design a map that suits your taste. As much as aesthetically Warcraft 3 can do that. You'll learn some stuff about designing work in that sense, like designing workable RTS maps, layout-wise, and you'll learn a lot of lessons about that. Like, you'll learn lessons about resources and what it feels like to design for co-op versus for single-player and a bunch of other shit. So there's still going to be some benefit to it. I'm not 100% convinced that you're doing it the most efficient way, but you're doing it a way that you actually give a shit about at the very least. So at the end of the day, like, as long as you maintain your passion and motivation for it, and you continue to dedicate yourself to it, even if I don't think it's going to be, like, resulting in a high-quality product, that shouldn't stop you from trying it. And maybe it will result in a high-quality product, but at the very least, you'll become a better developer, which is pretty much the end result in the first place, so... Yeah, so in that case, it's fine, I think. We're gonna try a little bit something different. I just discussed that in the Artism channel. So we're gonna try a little something different when we get to the shading part of this. I still have to assemble it though. So. Is this an all-day mod stream? Oh, I was thinking I was only going to go for the 4 hours that I try to go back to. I would say I usually go for 4 hours, but the last couple of streams I've stopped after like 2, 3, sometimes even less than that, so... we'll see how I feel in an hour. Yeah. But I am going to try to really nail down some stuff about the way that I'm handling this shit. Like, I want to just make some serious progress on the art side of things. And if I can get some really good experience working on this shit right now, that would be even better, because like that will help me out when I need to explore other shit in the future. I want to push it to the next level with this stuff. Like I want this to be significantly different than the old stuff. Like obviously better, but also like more than just a couple of variants of stuff destroyed. I wanted to tell more of a story than just it was killed. You know what I mean? What is this music? I don't know. People think this is creepy, I guess. Let's check this out. 306. It's called Seven Trumpets by 11, but 11 is spelled E-L-E-V-N. They forgot the third 3. And by third 3, I mean third E. If you know what I mean.
That's 3!
It isn't 3, they forgot it. Fucking idiots. Amateurs.
Oh no. No way! I can't believe this!
In case you missed it, you guys should listen to that 3 Eggman track at some point. Pretty good stuff. So creepy and quirky, lol. What's up, Sneaky Panda? How are you? Yeah, for these streams, I try to do face cams. Sometimes I can't be fucked if I haven't showered or whatever, and I don't feel like doing that before I stream, or I don't have enough time. But most of the time, I'm here. Yeah. Unfortunately, that doesn't get translated. That's like a live only moment. I was in the middle of like tweaking the podcast, like the face cam widths in the overlay, and during the stream, somebody in the stream chat was like, "Whoever's fucking with the face cams, stop!" And I said, "Okay," and then I just like spazzed it out, so it was like flipping through the. It was pretty fucking psychotic. It was like a spinning move. And then I reset it. That was a good bit. Yeah, it was, for anybody who wasn't watching that stuff. Like now on the YouTube side of things, like nobody's gonna know what the fuck was going on. They think I had a stroke while I was producing or something. But it was worth it for that. And then that guy subbed, so I think Davey should give me the 2 cents that he got from that subscription, because that was all me. Yeah. We have our fun, you know? Yeah, I think going for a more horizontal approach really helped it. Holy shit. That was like way better, I think. Like, it's probably not like 100% technically correct, because I haven't really been measuring them out, but... I think it looks pretty nice. Is this supposed to be a dog? Yeah. It's a robotic dog. It does nothing but bark at you. It kind of calls... Sometimes I think it calls you a Jew. It has a line where it's like, Jew. And I can't tell if it's you or Jew. It's supposed to be some robot speaking another language. Because it's an aliens robot, not just any robot. I'm pretty sure it's Jew. Alright. See you later, man. Thanks for stopping in. Good to see you. Blow my bears live on stream. Hell yeah, dude. Why did that happen? Latin-speaking food slaver. I just noticed that one. Ow. Alright. Now we get the fun part here, where we go through all the other ones and we redraw the cracks. Now this is the riveting fucking stuff you were looking for when you walked into this mod stream. Why did the second one just not open at all? That's funny. This is an inappropriate song. What's up with all these gay tracks anyway? Man, that does look way fucking better though, holy shit. Trendy to be gay. Probably. Main problem with making them horizontal as opposed to vertical is I don't have nearly as much space to work with horizontally for some of these images. I mean, technically I have a wider horizon, but... Yes, yes, of course. Of course. Oh, yes. Oh, no. Ah! Yeah. Glad you picked up what I was laying down there.
Flagellation. Typically an unwilling act of religious punishment. Special implements are used
Thanks,
to
Vic.
uncloak the back of those who have sinned.
When this guy said flagellation, I thought he said flatulation.
Flesh.
Thought it was like some
Sins
funny
can be
thing.
purged. How much blood would you shed gradually gain purity.
Yeah, I think the outline is kind of rough to include, but any less than what we have right now is also kind of rough in that same sense. So like, if we turned this pure depth down to like 50, then suddenly there's no, I don't think there's enough shading to show what's going on. It's at 75 already. So I'm not really sure what would be the best way to go about that. Of course, this is just one asset, so who really knows? Is there a particular asset in this list that, I mean, this one seems like it has the, I guess this first one has the strongest shadow. Like we might be able to reduce it in this particular case. I suppose we could do something like this. The top two. I think this one is pretty much the same. Like, if anything, this one's undershaded in some areas. But I can always adjust it as time goes on in the like when I see it in game. I agree that it's a concern. Like, I'm looking at it right now and I'm kind of dubious. But you know, we'll see if anything, like I can just set the brush to like 10% and start erasing stuff. For certain areas, and we can see where that goes. We have a much more color accurate render now because of the 400% and diffusion palette application. So to me, it's less of a concern because like I can actually get more color accurate shading and stuff. Like I think comparatively, all of these look way better in terms of like figuring out where in the height value they exist in. Compared to like the very, very old ones from Inconsummate era. Like these ones, you can tell that they like belong in the game, I feel like, a lot more. The one exception to that is like this one is probably a little bit too far to the left. We could have a little bit more grounding if we did something like this. But that's more of a positional thing anyway. And maybe in general this one's kind of messed up too because of like this one was kind of a scrap cobble to actually put together, so That might have something to do with it. Like maybe if I'm able to ground the... asset a little bit better. Alright, so I think we're good. Say sayonara to that. Nice. I don't remember where I was in terms of fucking around with this tile set. Yeah, I still need flags for the ramps. Let's pop this one open then. Unless I'm mistaken here. Alright, this is for ruins, yeah. You can, build ramp. Correct an issue here that I had.
How I stayed alive this long, all these years. Fear. Spectacle of fearsome acts. Somebody steals from me, I cut off his hands. He offends me, cut out his tongue. He rises against me, cut off his head, stick it on a pike. Raise it high up so all in the streets can see. It's what preserves the order of things. Fear.
Oh, we crashed. Son of a bitch. I feel like the Megatile IDs are not displaying correctly, considering some of these numbers are identical. And others are not. Seems like there are way too many fucking bugs. Related to Megatiles specifically. Ah, I fucked that up again. Getting arrested! Well guys, it's been fun. My time on this stream is at its end. As you can see, I'm being arrested. Swatted. Okay. Yeah. So it would seem. Perfect. Oh. I was wondering what the fuck was going on there. That was really confusing. When it's blended with Temple, it's, well, like I said, it's confusing. That's okay, I was born to be confused. Alright, this is low. Okay. Let's see what the damage is. Hopefully we did that right. Okay, that looks fine. Fuck, why did I make... Wait, is that the second mud or the first mud? Oh, I think I fucked up with something else. Yeah. So this is supposed to be first mud, that's first ruins. And this is second mud, second ruins. High Temple. This is supposed to be first temple, so I don't know why this is fucked up like that. Let's fix those. And then this mud here is second mud. Okay. And then up here we have... Or we have this temple thing. This is actually the normal ramp. Medium level. Is this medium level? This might be high level, actually. I'll just assume it's medium, and then this is low. Because it's the first ones that I'm seeing in the list so far. Here we have the high dirt variant. Set that up as medium. Low dirt variant, which we can... It's obviously low. Another niche benefit, of course, for color coding your terrain so that this doesn't happen to you. Okay. So there's still a lot of stuff that I have left to put in here, but looks like this one's already in. No, this is imported some other way, some other strange, very strange way. This though I think is working as intended. This appears to be fine. Yeah, these are good. Oh. Maybe they aren't fine. Or maybe I just got lazy. No, this seems like it's... There's no way that... Like, the flags are fine, but for some... Like, the walking flags are fine, but the height flags are fucked up. I'll fix that later. It's fine. It's good. I guess I never did any flags here. Oh, no, I did. Enough. Yeah, it's not fucked up here, so whatever.
Artificially intelligent life form.
No big deal. It's done. So I haven't put that in there yet. These are all dead tiles that I shouldn't have imported. Okay. Gotta fix this somehow. I don't know what the fuck went wrong over there. Not quite sure. Oh, okay. We already have this imported, it looks like. Gotta do those. Just that and the other thing. I guess these are done. Todd is done. I don't know why. I call this Todd. I saved it as Todd at one day, and ever since then it's been Todd. This weird Terran fan thing with a dumb head. Looks like a stupid head to me. Oh, these are dead tiles as well. Oh no, these are specialty tiles. Okay. These are definitely fucked up. Offset by some small amount or something. I don't know why I made these completely walkable, but alright. Anyway, we made some progress on that, which is nice. As of right now, you're all under arrest. So, right now I'm kind of hungry. That's what's right now. So I think I'm gonna break for some dinner. Make myself some sandwiches or something. And maybe take a crack at some more AI pretty soon. I think that's it. Thanks everybody for joining. Thanks everybody for helping me figure out what the fuck I'm doing with these assets that I'm working on. Really appreciate it. And thanks to Confused Byproduct of a Misinformed Culture for soundtracking today's Modstream. Bye!